Now the only man actually defending this site is alone, and the fact is, they're holding off rotations as well. The position of Loba is so powerful. He just goes all the way around the back and catches off Surreal. This round couldn't have gone worse. It really couldn't. Now this is just a massive economy boost for Imperial. And I'm going to hazard a guess and say probably a reset completely for Epsilon. That is painful. Just an aggressive push, a fast push, and, well, a few shots missed. It's not something you can really afford versus Imperial, because a lot of the time these guys don't. Esperanto, this time I've got no problems with him hunting. He doesn't have a gun. There probably was one to be found, I'll be honest, because 4 players are dead. But he is going to fall. Blame seems to be the master of pulling off the trick of survival. Maybe we should call him David Blame, because yeah, it just seems to be magic at holding onto his weapon. It's just a shame that a lot of the kills he's getting, although, like, I don't want to say worthless. Worthless is not the right word, because we actually saw the effect of it in the previous round where they had to force buy and only had pistols. So that was the effect of the amount of exit kills he's able to get. Worthless in the extent that in terms of the actual round itself, it plays no part. Like, all it really is extra damage. So in terms of the round, worthless. But either way, we now have another force buy. A scout, pistols, an SMG, and an AK-47. Blaine this time is going to try and make some worthwhile kills, and he does. 2 entries. UK will be there to trade, and already an advantage gathered by the CT side, but more so an advantage into personnel, because they now don't have any rifles. I don't include the scout, doesn't count. That's a gun in its own right. And they haven't been able to retrieve any of the weaponry because, well, all of it's being defended on the banana, so realistically, the round's actually fairly balanced here. It's more going to be whether or not the CT side can work these crossfires, use that man advantage, trade effectively. Smoke going to be going down, which will leave Pound isolated. I don't think there's going to be a gap in it at all. He's hoping for one, he's praying for one, but the fact is there's nothing there. Now with 45 seconds left on the clock, T's have got to begin to make their decision. They've got a lot of utility, especially for this late in the round. T-Sac actually also has a smoke. Unfortunately, he's on A, which isn't really going to be any helpful for this B side take. Push going to be coming. Robin up above, almost gets himself a kill. Now, will they check the boost? Yes, they will. Pound, straight headshot. Rounds should be done at this point. There's a few low players, and actually, in all honesty, Epsilon don't really have that much to lose. Like a scout and a CZ, I would say give this a go. T-Sac going to be creeping up. The real problem is that they don't have a kit, and T-Sac's actually going to die, so Crucial just will try to save onto his scout. Lead going to be confirmed. And well, CT side probably just going to have to save this one. UK just about going to escape around the corner, and oh, Crucial doesn't keep watching. He probably would have had a kill onto Nexa there, but maybe a little bit more worried about just making sure he keeps something. I'm pretty sure there's about 4, maybe more AKs. Well, no, actually 3 AKs probably over on that banana spot, but unfortunately, he can't get anywhere near it. All the players are going to exit in that direction, and rightly so. Don't want to make, well, just want to make sure that they can't lose any of the weaponry. Either way, we are now going to be just watching to see if anything can be done. Now, Robin managed to Zeus Loba in the previous map. Can he make it 2 for 2? 2 attempts, I should say. 2 attempts to 2 successes. He's going to be playing up in the apartments. Close angle, rightly so. Blame though. Well, they leave him alone a lot of the time, and probably because they rely on him to be the anchor, not because he has bad breath or something of the sort. But unfortunately in this round, what that means is it couldn't be easier for Imperial. They have the site completely under their control, obviously already had a massive advantage. Now for the T side, or CT side I should say, this is all going to be about getting some exit frags. Try and steal some weaponry away. get something to bring into the next round for yourself to bolster your economy a little bit. That nade is going to be filthy 80 damage. They don't have any more of those, but the fact is they don't actually have to push any further. Pound still wanting to. Oh, the Zeus was missed. He had it. Robin was so well placed for that. But that's it. That's the pressure of the Zeus. Because it is the ultimate sort of BM weapon. And once you get into a position where you feel like it's right, sometimes you just get a little bit too excited. I think that might have been it for Robin. Either way, Imperial have definitely sort of balanced out over the last few rounds. It got a little bit sketchy in towards the middle. I think it was 4-3 at one point. The fact is that 4-spy win with the pistols has actually been enough to turn this game around. And, well, Esperanto is going to win that opening duel over towards the B site once again. Definitely hasn't been as deadly as Mirage, although that's quite difficult to actually pull off. I think he got 30 kills in the end, and was just tearing a new A-hole for his opponents. But here we go. Fast push on towards the A site. Double entry kill, leaving just 2 players to try and hold on to this one. And, well, at least they have a chance of the save. Blame, as said, he is the expert in survival. If this was PUBG, he'd be winning every single time. Let's put it that way. Because he'd just be able to hold on to his weapon. And even get a couple of kills towards the end. He's a happy camper, let's put it that way. But, yeah, unfortunately, in Counter-Strike, that doesn't work too well for you. So it is going to be another round on the board for Imperial. A nice A take. And they are actually going to go hunting. And this time, I have got absolutely no problem with it at all. Because they have got heaps of cash in the bank. That one weapon taken down will actually do a fair bit of damage. And Crucial is just not even going to have a look. He's like, nope, I don't need these kills. I don't need the extra $300 at the risk of everything I own. Well, yep, those odds I would say are fairly reasonable. If you obviously do think that Epsilon can bring this back, I would head over to the site on screen, GG Bet. You can have yourself the live odds of 3.8, which is not bad. Definitely with a pistol win, or even stealing this last round, they would be level pegging. So, game isn't put to bed just yet. This is the map choice of Epsilon, and we'll see how well the CT side works out for Imperial. This time, though, Esperanto is going to be punished. They had 3 players ready and waiting for him. They sprung the trap on the trap on the chap. There we go. Let's go with that. Just showed how British I am by using the word chap. Be calling him old boy next. In the meantime, we've seen a push come in over towards the A side. The bomb's still down the bottom and middle. Loba probably not wanting to take this fight too much. Just try and join up with his teammates. And actually, they've started to rotate away. Blame taking a much more passive role over towards that arch. It does leave Crucial with quite a bit to do in the corner. He only manages to get one. This has turned into a 2 versus 2 scenario. Bomb will be able to be planted. It's Nuclear Nexa. The double ends. It's going to be Blame and Surreal trying to bring this back. They've got a kit, flashbang as well. But other than that, utility is at a minimum. Even a slight disadvantage with weaponry, but a nice shot from Surreal will give them a way into this Nexa. He's pretty damn good in these clutch situations, but not this time. Surreal will get them that 6th round, and pretty much exactly the same as what we saw last time. A 9-6 half. Imperial in the lead. But all it takes is that second pistol to go the way of Epsilon. They are right back into this game. It's exactly what happened last time. An equalized scoreline, but Imperial just, when it comes to those buy rounds, they just seem to be so strong. Towards the end of the half, winning 6 of the last 8 rounds. It was the streak of 4 where, again, we saw some sort of riskier 4 spies from them, which I don't want to take away from the fact that Epsilon did win those rounds, but that seems to be a bit of, well, a problem for Imperial. I do question sometimes whether the decision making is right from them, like forcing up with Mac 10s, bringing in AKs with no head armor because they want to reset their economy so badly that sometimes they do seem to take much of a risk. And then they actually get into their buy rounds. They have the AKs, and they are a much stronger team. Obviously, one of the main reasons they did manage to get themselves right into the lead was because of a force buy with pistols, or a half buy, I should say. But even still, personally, I like to see teams make sure they can get their buy rounds. And on this CT side, it's going to be much more crucial. Either way, we'll see if they can kick things off with the pistol. There's going to be some utility picked up by Robin. I imagine that's just going to be to smoke the cross and then a couple of flashbangs to try and leave these players blind. But Lob is actually there with a smoke. And he's just going to hold them back. And this is, although it doesn't actually affect the tease at all, it's just annoying. It's just annoying to have to, like, you have your whole plan. You're ready to go. Your man's set up with a smoke. And then they throw down a smoke and like, oh, I really don't want to have to wait here for, what, 17 odd seconds. I just want to go now. Like, we were ready. And luckily for them, they're not going to just over-face it and risk it. And luckily they hadn't thrown out their smoke already, because that would have been really annoying. But 55 seconds left on the clock. Now we get to see the execute we would have seen about 20 seconds ago. Lobber already getting tagged down. The rotation has come in from Pound. They have a decent amount of men on this site, one of them being Esperanto, who does manage a first nice second shot as well, but the trade's coming back in. Surreal and Blame turn things back. Nuki quick on rotation to get himself one of his own and leave it into the 2 versus 2, and he's trying to defend off that bomb, which has fallen into a horrible position. It's allowed the CT side to pick up a crossfire, and Blame needs to end this round with a triple to win it. Is going to spot out Nexa, but it isn't going to happen. Imperial, they've taken both pistols this time, and now Epsilon, they're going to give it a go at those 4 spies. And that's a more worrying factor, because that's something else you have to mention. The last map, they lost, what, I think it was 16-11? And they won both pistols. This time, they have won neither. Although I will say, this buy from Imperial scares me. This is a lot of SMGs. Like, they've got a hell of a lot of utility as well. I'll give them that. Like, that's always nice. And I do love utility. But to not have a single rifle in this round is worrying. It's not something you see. I think the most common is probably a couple of rifles, 3 SMGs, or at least one. Like, to have none, this is almost a sort of old French, like G2/MV pure SMG buy, called by someone maybe Happy, just like, look, we don't need rifles. We've got SMGs, and well, they at least in the past showed that it can work. I will say that since then, we have seen the rise of the pistol matter, the CZ75 really leading the way at the moment, although the Tech 9, I still think, reigns supreme. In the past, obviously not now. The nerf killed it dead. Pound, though, he's already going to find that opening kill. Of course, this, I will say, if this works for Imperial, they are going to be balling. They're going to have so much money going into what will be when they finally do buy up rifles, that they're not going to care. Like, if these rounds are successful, it's horrible for the T side. Truly horrible. But already, we do see a trade back. Another one comes in for Robin, doing work with that CZ. He's even going to look to find himself an MP9, which is a weapon he was fairly happy to buy in the previous half. And actually, they're going to double back towards the B site. Now, this is a problem, because there is nobody there. Lobber is not on the site. He's still trying to take a fight in towards this CT spawn. And by the time he turns around, he's going to realize they're on B. It's theirs. The one thing you can say is they do have a bit of utility, although that's already been expended. And Surreal, that's a nice shot. Can he do it all in one clip? Not quite. Nexa is going to trade the kill. However, he's got 2 players left to find. A singular flashbang. He's retrieved the kit. He's going to try and get the kill on towards Crucial, which he will. T-Sac now, the only one left alive, does have himself some armor, but he's been spotted out. It's going to come down to the Deagle versus that MP7, and I think the Deagle is not great for this position. Nexa just about going to save them. It comes way too close, as it seemed like Epsilon did everything right towards the end of that round. Right read, even finding themselves a couple of kills along the way, some nice shots. I think it was from Crucial with the CZ, or maybe it was Surreal. Crucial only has 4 kills. I don't know. It was one of them. But in the end, it doesn't matter. They still lose the round. However, they are going to buy again. And they're going to juggle some AKs around. Robin and Crucial. Interesting that it's Crucial. I think that may just be down to money. But he's had a really poor day today. Didn't perform on Mirage. He was the sort of weak link there. And to only have 4 kills. Well, 5 kills. You never know. Maybe he'll make it 9 by the end of this one. But they still believe in him, and if that's the case, so do I. It helps he's already got the opening pick. Otherwise, I might not be so confident. I'll be honest. I can be real with you guys. He's actually going to get a second. Maybe well, okay. Okay, I take it back. I take it back. He's gone from 4 to 7 in a matter of seconds. 3 kills for Crucial. It clearly was just saving it all for when they needed it most. Because that's it. That is the round done. There's no chance for a clutch this time. Nexa has already put himself into the pit. And unlike Bane, he's not going to be climbing out of it anytime soon. Just going to chill. It's a comfortable pit. Either way, brilliant round from Crucial. I genuinely don't know where that came from. To have 4 kills across the whole map. 4 kills in, what, 17 rounds, and then get 3 straight away into round number 18. Does show that there's never a time when you can't wait back up, and, well, it's actually one of them stolen. He almost doubled his kills in 1 round. Either way, it is flawless. Absolutely flawless from the T side. Now, well, I imagine we'll see some sort of force here from the CT side. Not really much point saving. They're not going to be in a particularly strong... So I suppose they do get 24... Did they get 2,400? Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, because they obviously... They won... No, wait. They won 2 rounds in a row, then lost 1. No, yeah, so they only get 1,900 into this next. So... confusing how the rounds have gone so far because they've been so damn close. But yeah, Nexa managed to clutch one out before, and then Epsilon with a flawless one there. So yeah, only going to get 1,900 into this next one. Might as well invest into it. Well, we're actually going to go for pure utility. Again, interested to see where that will be used. Probably just to slow down any pushes on towards the banana. Pound actually picking up the 5-7. He's going to be playing very close. Esperanto around with the Deagle. Pound will find 1. Espy's got a second. They don't want to let this round slip away. A few low players. Almost actually kills his teammate, but we can move past that. Still, we've got the AK-47s on the remaining players. I still say that the advantage sticks with Epsilon, but in these sort of positions is where the pressure begins to build, and for the CT side, they only need to trade here. This no longer becomes a solo mission to try and clutch rounds out. They just need to find trade kills, and that is more than enough with the 2-man advantage that they have. Peek out from Lobo. Trying to find something with their USP. But look at the time. 25 seconds left on the clock. There's 3 players over on B. A sort of even defense. They've got to watch out for the man boosted up as well. It's going to be Esperanto with that Deagle, but T-Sac will check it. And actually, we're going to find a little bit more. Nexa, I like the idea. Tries to run through and find something. Nuke is actually going to be here with the 8K, but Blame shuts them down. The Dane doing work. And it is going to be 11-8. And now there can't be a buy. Nothing more from Imperial. I wonder if Esperanto is actually going to save his extra money to buy Nuke and AWP. No. No, he is not. He's straight in with the Deagle and Kevlar. I would have rather he saved it, in all honesty, but we'll see. We'll see if he can do damage to justify this investment. Because it's quite a hefty one, to be honest. Even if he just saved it for utility, it would have been nice, but... well, I suppose it's not his style. Double nade in. Only one of them actually going to do any damage. He is actually going to go for the peak. Already picks off a first, a second as well. Okay, maybe he has justified the purchase of the Deagle. And he may not be done just yet. How? They're even going to be boosting him up. They've just gone full support Esperanto mode, but thankfully somebody will close him out before anything more can be done. Lobo will pick up the Deagle. Nuke has gone on a long rotation, and actually he is going to find himself the bomb. Ooh, I think... is he going to get the kill? Yes, he is. Luckily, there's still enough time that it won't matter too much, but hey, 3 kills. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. And we will be able to see the purchases come in. Nuclear, I feel bad for him. $50 off his weapon of choice. That's got to be painful. We will see a pause called in. I imagine this will be off a tactical basis. I kind of hope it's for Imperial. Because that shows taking a bit more initiative. Like trying to talk things through going into your first buy round after what was, well, the initial ones. After a hiatus. Wanting to get back on the board before Epsilon are able to equalize things. Obviously, if they do lose this round, the next one will be likely based off of a force buy. Unless, of course, there's the weapon saves. But in a general case, it will be more of a force scenario. Actually, both British coaches. Always nice to see. We've got a few going around at the moment. Obviously, Imi had his short stay in NRG. Even got a couple of players lying around as well. Surreal currently in the server, and nobody's going to forget Smooya. The Brits will rise. It's coming home. Either way, though, CT side definitely have some limitations here. Loba goes for the MP9 once again, but that may not even be what I include as a limitation, as he seems more than happy to pick up this weapon, and considering how far he's got down Banana, that's not necessarily a bad weapon to have. The problem really is the amount of utility. 1 minute 20 left on the clock, 2 smokes and a flashbang. Definitely not ideal for any sort of retake. Nuke will trade the early kill and is actually surviving. Has support from Nexa as well, and the peek out is very well timed. He's going to end this round with at least a triple, and crucial, he's left alone. 1 versus 4. Does manage to sneak back round. Nobody watching the angle, so does sort of hang his teammate out to dry. Nexa, no real reason to take this fight. It is much better idea to just wait for his teammates to rotate in, and there we go. Esperanto plays off the patience of his teammate, and that will be 12-9. And T-side, yeah, I think they can get by here. Juggle some weapons around it. It won't be the worst. In fact, Crucial, well, can drop a weapon or two. Robin going to be left onto a MAC-10, but he normally seems to be the guy to take the hit in this team. Left on an SMG for quite a few rounds. But, and, well, Lover on the other side. So, if anything, both teams fairly equal in the way things are going. The question is, who's going to be the one to come out on top? CT side this time, looking to try and take some aggression over towards Banana once again. 3 players there. Lots of utility being expended, and T-Sac already quite far forward. He could meet quite a few players at the moment, but actually they're going to throw a smoke down and just deny the CTs the opportunity. Now, this does leave the sort of SMG quite null and void, but actually, as I say that, they begin to go back for more. Now, they've left Nexa on the site itself in case things do go horrifically wrong. But the fact is, this time the T-side are more than ready for Loba's push. I say more than ready. He still finds the kill, but Robin gets 2 back with the MAC-10. That is an effective couple of kills, but anything you can do, Nexa can do, well, just as well. And he even does it while staying alive. So he's going to keep the man advantage for the CT side. Almost loses his head. And Surreal is just going to be continuing the push forward. Now, there's still a smoke into Nexus' hand, so he can buy some time. The question is, will they look to push through it? Or are they just going to wait patiently? They're actually, well, it seems like mixed signals. They're going to throw out the smoke. Full rotation comes in from Nuke. And now, Pound, maybe the one with the work to do. Although, actually, the T side slowing down. Now, they don't really have time for this. 25 seconds on the clock. Nexa, once again, is going to be somewhat left alone. And with 15 seconds left, they're going to start to push onto the site. Now, they need these kills very quickly indeed. So much left to do. Flashbang is perfect, and actually it gives away their position. Now Nuke can just be ready to hold on to the cross. Already finds the first. It makes no difference. There's no time. Blame, again, he's just going to be left to try and save his weapon. And, yeah, that comes down to not only the clock, but the fact is that they don't actually have a smoke for the cross. And now the T's... This is one of those just horrific scenarios to be in, because money is not good enough to buy, but they've got a man who's got an AK. So they kind of have to. And it leaves them in one of those positions where no matter what happens here, they're going to have vulnerable buyers coming in towards the end of the game, which this is not the time you want to have your economic vulnerabilities. Like, this is the biggest sort of problem for them. But they aren't going to go for mostly investment. It's weird. Some players have bought, some players have saved a little bit. They'll get 2,400 into the next round, but I think the big thing here is they need a bomb plant. If they get a bomb plant, the buy in the next round will be good enough. Be good enough that they can do some damage. They have managed to win rounds with some fairly weak purchases. Like we've had the 2 AK buy, which managed to win them I think it was the 3rd round, fairly early on, after their almost force. Lobo hasn't been able to put up the stats so much this game, but not really why he's in the team. He's got his heavy fraggers behind him. He's just going to be trying to sort of be a bit more of an aggressor in this round. The fact is, though, he's already been taken down. He's left it all onto Esperanto, who he does get a kill, but it's after he's already dead. Luckily, the Molotov will buy a little bit of time for the CTs to try and reposition. UK is going to hear them all crossing. And that should be enough information. Crucial actually waiting down the bottom of middle, and that's an important kill. Because now there's no longer a man advantage going into this retake. Weapons not really being picked up. And UK takes the fight alone. Now, it did look like they were going to challenge him anyway, so I can understand the sort of aggression there, but that's the round done. That fight is the round done, because the second he goes down, it's no longer really a possibility. They didn't have a lot of time. They needed that extra position. Otherwise, it's a retake attempted from Banana, which is never going to be ideal. So Imperial now forced into a save. Tees, they manage what was, yeah, a fairly risky force buy. I was sort of talking about how they were going to have like economic problems and how everything was sort of down the toilet in terms of the end of the game. Instead, they're now left in a state where their money's starting to build up. They were already saving a little bit of cash anyway, so it'll be a flawless buy. And it's actually Imperial who are left in economic trouble. Jesus. Okay, those odds are mad. There's only 3 rounds difference. And then we have a 3rd and final map. The 3rd map, I will say, is Dust 2. And, well, if I was a betting man, I would say that I wouldn't be going against Imperial on that map. It probably and still is the most pug-style map in the map pool. But, hey, 12 odds. When this map is definitely not done just yet, I would say it's not bad. Either way, though, it's still going to be an investment. I believe this is actually the first time we've seen UK with an AWP on the CT side, so maybe we'll get to see some style points coming out from him. Definitely not someone to shy away from when it comes from that AWP. A little bit of aggression to the apps as well, mainly because they've got this AWP set up and ready. Although the second this smoke comes down, it becomes a little bit more null and void. That was actually a grenade. I just assumed that was going to be a smoke, but that lands nicely onto Nuke. But here comes the aggression. Loba is ready and waiting. Just watching for that headshot angle. Will spot it, but instead receives the bullet to his face. Now becomes the problems for the CT side. Pound, nice peek out. We'll be able to find one, but they've got to be careful because there is a man looking to just sneak out of these apartments, and Nex is going to be hung out to dry. A simplistic kill for Surreal, and Pound left to be the hero for this side. He spots the head of his opponent, peeks out, finds the kill as well. And he's looking to just try and hold on here, retrieves the rifle, but can't be quick enough. And the remaining CT players, once again, they're not really close enough to the action. I think you've just got to give Nuke the chance to do the damage in the next round. Esperanto may want to try and find a weapon. And oh, Nuke almost loses his life just with the timing. Esperanto is going to be waiting for that exit frag. Blame. Wow. He's actually gone past him. Will he check? The remaining 2 players are actually going to go hiding in the pit. That was the only worry for me, is if Esperanto did go pushing, maybe those players will be in a little bit of trouble. Now he's going to wait. There's actually 2 players in the corner. If they peek out here, he could get himself a kill. Instead, he just walks in and steals a rifle. So that's actually going to give them a little bit more. Even going to be able to drop over a pistol for Nexa. And actually, I was looking in UK. I'm wondering why he's actually bought an extra smoke. But the fact is, Pound is left with 4,500. So could buy him an AWP into the next round. Although he's actually just going to invest a bit himself. So 13 to 11. Epsilon starting to tease this into a comeback. I said, this game definitely isn't dead to rights just yet. The odds from GG Bet seemingly assuming that it was done, or just assuming that Imperial will win Dust too, because that was the overall match winner, bear in mind. That is not for this map. I would imagine the odds for this map, at least now, are nowhere near as high. But we'll see what they can do in this round. CT side, still got that AWP in play, still got a rifle onto SP. A couple of deagles in there as well, so not a round that you can really sleep on. It's not just going to be simplistic and easy for the T side, but they have looked like they've started to build into this game. A lot of utility expended early on, though. Only Blame and Surreal with anything left in hand. Still enough for them to go for this execution on towards the B site, and actually the CT side looking more towards gambling over towards the A site, and unfortunately that's not quite the right call. Now Loba, he has nothing to lose here. He's got literally a P250, so just going to go running through. The flashbang is perfect, but he can't quite do anything. Does a little bit of damage. Esperanto hiding in the corner. Manages one, taps away a second as well. Needs more here, but he can't quite do it. He's caused some damage, but that will probably be it unless Nuke can find a very quick kill. Now, he does have the AWP. Smoke will go down. I'd quite like to see him save this. He may just look to try and find an exit kill. Nexa with a lot less to lose, so he's going to be the one actually making the push in towards the site as Nuke tries to defend him. Neither player able to do too much here, and Nuke doesn't have a kit, so realistically he should just be trying to get out of there at this point. He's fully dedicated though. Another missed shot. Does manage to take down T-Sac at least, but eventually he falls as well, and the AWP will go back into the hands of Epsilon. 13-12. AWP can't be brought up unless Esperanto is going to go for a glass cannon one. So that save does actually make a difference to the buy that we can see over on the CT side. Well, Epsilon, if anything, now I would say they're in the driver's seat. We got Blame 26-12. He's having a pretty good game. Surreal 21-16. Definite turnaround from what we saw in the previous map, and I do think Imperial may have got a little bit complacent, because even going into this round, there's some limitations to their buy. They haven't been saving all that extra cash, or even just saving weapons when they can. And maybe their confidence will actually be their downfall. Pound, wow, just straight through the wall, just takes down Blame. Decent start, and he has started to come into his own on this map, especially on the CT side. That man advantage could make all the difference here. Of course, Loba's still playing with the MP9. Bit of a gap in that smoke to play around, so CT side still have to be careful here. They're not by any stretch out of the doghouse. Minute left on the clock, and the T's seemingly still probing on both sides of the map. And actually, T-Sac is going to find the kill onto Esperanto. It leaves just the MP9 there, and the smoke gives a one-way. Both players now dead on B. And then, again, I'm just talking about a save round. Surreal left in the smoke, but actually they do find a couple of quick kills. This is going to leave an opener for them. Maybe it's the T's who have made the mistakes here, as a couple of players going down has actually given the man advantage. Now, there's still no kits, so realistically, the CTs have to get there quickly, but the fact is the bomb hasn't been planted yet. They're still buying an awful lot of time, and they have to get it down soon. That's the biggest problem. There's only 15 seconds left on the clock, so this is going to become a mission about defending the man having to plant the bomb, and I think the CTs know it. However, T-Sac, he gets the timing spot on. Bomb goes down, but it is all left onto him. He needs to ace this to win it. Bomb's going to be tapped. He's going to begin spraying through the smoke. They know exactly where he is, but he's only going to go down to 14 HP. This is the battle of the weaker players. Pound trying to find the kill through the smoke, and actually, he's hitting the damage. He's doing a lot, and he's going to find the kill. The question is now, is there enough time? Yes, there is. And Pound will just about do enough. 3 HP. You have to feel bad for T-Sac. That was as close to an ace as you can get. But instead, it's a 14th round on the board for Imperial. 2 away from closing this out. The fact is, though, this is not by any means the end of this map. This is basically just the beginning, because the T side are the ones that can comfortably buy back in here. CT's still with some weaknesses. They'll have the AWP this time, which again, as I said, we haven't really seen it too much. Only really in the, I think it's one buy. No, actually, it wasn't even a buy round. It was a sort of semi-buy. It was like a couple of deagles, AWP, and 2 rifles. We then saw it in the round where it was saved into the next, and it did absolutely nothing. And so I think this is the first time where they're fully investing, and even still, it's not a full buy, is it? We've got 2 SMGs, maybe a third on Loba, who just seems to be the MP9 fanatic. I imagine this means that if I was making any sort of prediction here, I imagine they're going to try and take deep banana control, maybe have Nuki back them up with the AWP. And by the looks of things, I am wrong. They have sent the AWP into middle, but they are going to try and take the control of banana. This is very aggressive, going straight up for the fights, and Esperanto is going to find the first, but a chance for the trades. Nexa is instead there to back them up with a rifle, and that's not a bad trade at all. Pound, though, he desperately wants that AK. Well, actually, he's still waiting down the bottom of banana. May just try and play the closer range angle instead. Now, the position of Pound does give a lot of information, but he's going to burn out. And now they have to quickly run Nexa back towards the site. Now, they did know that he was there initially, so I don't expect Epsilon to just run into the site willy-nilly as if this round is done. But the fact is, it is just going to be that push in. The incendiary will at least buy them a little bit of time, but they managed to sneak past it. Nexa needs to find the kills. He somehow manages to get one. It looked like he was dead to rights within the second he got to the site. Pushed through the smoke, and Blame hits a headshot that, well, there was no way Nuke was expecting that one. And now Loba, a man who's left on 9 kills, with something like, I think, 24 deaths. Has to try and clutch this out 1 versus 2. He's going to hope to be the smoke criminal, but Crucial's aware. Spots him out. All the information is had, and, well, it's going to be so difficult for him to win this round. They both just playing in a bit of a crossfire. Goes for the peek in, and Blame will shut him down. 14-13. Money now a big issue for Imperial as Epsilon break back very quickly indeed. It is now, well, the question of force or flee. Do they just wait it out? Invest barely anything? 1900 could give them a buy into the next round. Not a particularly good one, but one that will at least have rifles behind it. Once again, though, the CT side biggest issue seems to be economy. They've been broken again. Stack in towards this B site initially. Now, that's sort of the best case scenario for them here is at least doing some damage and stealing a weapon. You'd be very surprised if they manage to win this round, as they have so little invested. A little bit of a crossfire, but any utility thrown in there will do a catastrophic amount of damage. And, well, their luck doesn't seem to be in at the moment, as they are going to be on the wrong side of the map. The quick push around Arch. Pound the only man with any investment in this round. And, well, Nuke is there with the USP, but, well, they know exactly where he is. And it's going to be a quick execution of these players. Nexa has managed to retrieve himself a pistol, and that's a nice shot into Crucial at least. Will remove the chance of a team ace and drop the AWP on the ground for a moment. Although, I can't imagine that will be for long. Nexa. Now it just comes down to holding to try and get an exit frag, but T-side are being very, very careful indeed. And, well, the fact is, they can just fall out. They've already cleared the other angles. They know that he has to be around this position. I wonder if they've juggled away the AK. I think they have by the looks of things, so that's smart at least, and Robin will be there to just make sure of that. Another round on the board for Epsilon as they equalize the scoreline. Pause going to be called in as, actually by Epsilon, even though they're the ones who've won 5 of the last 6 rounds, they're not going to get complacent. Blame has hit his 30th kill, and Although I will say on the first half, a lot of it came down to sort of exit frags. In the second half, he has been finding a hell of a lot of openers. Integral kills and, well, Lobber this time, 9 and 26. Not really the reason he's in the team. Meant to be more of a leader. And Esperanto not quite running away with the frags as he was in the first map. Still not like falling off by any stretch. 19 kills is not a bad number, but for the star player of the team who in the last map dropped 90 and was finding some of the most crucial kills in the map, you sometimes expect maybe too much of him. We'll see. Lobber again down to just an SMG. He is the utility man, the support player. UK going to take sheer aggression. They don't have much in terms of utility, so this is the fight they look to take, and it's a fight that they have lost. The beginning to the 15th round for Epsilon. As already, we are going to see further aggression coming out. Esperanto tagged down as well. Frustration may start to rise. They've actually dedicated 3 players over towards this B site. Now they have managed to gather some banana control, at least for now. Smoke even going to fall in to try and confirm that. And they've left Pound all alone in the back of the site. Now, he's been doing some decent work on the CT side, but there's one hell of a ask. Lobber now taking position. Keita's gone again. Actually, the T's do look like they're getting ready to try and fight versus Banana, but that's actually one of the only ways I can see the CT side winning this round is if they face the one position where there is a big stack of players. Esperanto ready. They're going to check the angle, but he gets nothing done. 2 quick kills. It's left all onto Nexa, but they don't quite check the angle. He's able to peek out. Gets 2, but it's not enough. They still trade things back effectively. Maybe a little bit more damage done by his teammates, and that could have been the hero play. Now the hero has to be Pound. And bomb planted. Look at the flank as well from Blame. He's just making sure that there is no way in hell that Pound gets out of this one alive. He is going to be going for it, pushing in towards the site. Doesn't want to allow them to get onto that 15th round. Surreal is low on HP. But he's already been spotted. Nice shot from Blame as well. He continues, and there is the team ace. 15 to 14. Map point for Epsilon. It's been a long, long road to try and get themselves into the victory position, as Imperial have given them a run all the way along, but now comes one of the weakest buys we've seen from Imperial so far. It relies on pistols, a single rifle for Nexa, who is currently top of the board for his team, 25 kills, but doesn't have anything on Blame at the moment. Come on. Once again, UK. It didn't work the first time, so I'm not really sure why he thought it would work the second time. Blame this time is more than ready. Lobber going to try a similar play, but he's going to get caught off as well by Surreal. And this is much more just passive, patient play from Epsilon. It's sort of along the lines of, if you want to play aggressive, we'll let you. And oh, SB. Yeah, I think that's all you can do is just ask questions. Had no reason there, but Nexa will at least be able to find one. Pound has to be, once again, an absolute hero. I don't think that was down to spread. I'm pretty sure he walked into it, but hey-ho. Nice shot from Pound. That's not a bad start. Looking for a second and gets it as well. He's turned it into the 1 versus 1, and Nexa has already spotted his opponent going for that bomb. It should be OT. It takes a few bullets, but Pound again. That A-side defense, he's been doing great work, and somehow they managed to win that round. That is a complete Imperial round right there of just heroic individual play. And maybe the 5-7's back, ladies and gentlemen, because I'll be honest. It's happened in the past where a weapon has been discounted because there is another weapon that is so much better. So, for example, you can talk about the CZ. The CZ was discounted because the Tech 9 was ridiculous. So maybe we're doing the same with the 5-7. Pound definitely thinks so. Definitely still has that sort of tap capability. But now we get into OT, and the Starlight away, 16k MR3. There is no more money problems. You can have as many AWPs as you like, and while we've barely even seen one of them from Imperial in normal time, they go for 2 in this OT section already. A quick trade. Crucial managing to find the first Nexa. Now the lone defender, he's getting naded into oblivion. Does have to go a little bit more aggressive. Still no support comes. He's on 30 HP, 11 HP. He's dead! He's just died to nades alone. Completely left out to dry, and while now Nuke is looking to try and run in to at least put some level of support, he can throw down a smoke onto the cross if he really wants to make sure, but doesn't want to give things away. So Real going to be waiting for any sort of rotations, and Nuke, well, he's in the smokes. I believe he has now thrown out his own one to leave a little bit of space. Spots the man crossing, but can't quite connect the shot. Now he's being tagged into oblivion. Left down to just 13 HP. The T's not happy that they didn't manage to close this out in regulation. He's still ready and waiting, though. Lobber this time with a rifle. Pretty sure he played the whole half with an MP9. Nuke going to be looking for that peek, but again, doesn't quite connect. Goes for a little bit more with the no-scope, but his Lobber instead finds one. Pound looking to try and play off of this, and almost gets the second through the smoke. It's so very close, but T-Sac's there doing the work. It's left all onto Pound. Somehow in 16k MR3, he doesn't have a kit. I don't know how that's happened, but there should be at least one to find, and Blame has gone running. He's playing a game of cat and mouse. He's playing with Pound and even gets the final kill. This man has had an excellent map, and it continues. 16-15. T-side take themselves the lead. And we got a technical pause at the moment for the T-side. Hopefully it won't be too much of a long one. Obviously, we do have a second match on this stream later today. If you are a Sprout fan, they will be facing off against Prosto coming up at 8 CEST. Or if you don't want me to just tell you a time, you can just in an hour and 40 minutes. Hour and 40 minutes. So either pretty much straight after this one if it goes to a third map, or if it ends in 2, there will be a bit of a break. Either way, Esperanto, actually the only man with an AWP this time. Nuke sticking to the rifle. Apps control being fought for, and because of that, the CTs are now going to have to fall back. Of course, we did see both teams win 9-6 over on their T side. Somewhat expecting more rounds, but I feel like economy plays such a part in those rounds that realistically now we have full buys in. I'm more expecting the CT side to come out on top. Either way, Lobber has actually been rotated. He's switched over to the A site. They've left it more onto Nexa and Nuke as the defenders. I think that could be just because Esperanto is now picking up an AWP as well. So they've decided to switch up the whole dynamic. Utility as well, in full force, as the CT side look to burn down that clock. And with the fake now being thrown in over towards that A site, the bomb rotates towards B. But that late smoke has sort of ruined any chances of a fake. And actually, they only have 1 HE. They don't have anything for the cross. This is quite peculiar from the T side, especially when you should have a lot of utility going into these rounds. They have pretty much unlimited money. Nuke well positioned and does manage to help, but yeah, this is the problem. There's no smoke for the cross. Pound is just handed a couple of kills as they look to get in towards the site. There's 15 seconds left on the clock as they have to try and get in here, and Pound's already rotated. Crucial, trying to find this kill desperately, has to get it and will. And well, now it comes down more onto Esperanto because Lobber is very far behind. They do have a kit. Somehow, from this mistake, the T's have actually come out in a pretty good position. Peak going to be coming out. Lobber will find the kill though, and now Crucial left to clutch. 1 versus 2 at the back of the site with his AWP, and Esperanto ends it before it even gets exciting. It will be 16-16, scoreline equalized, and the double AWP setup is going to be retrieved once again. Kita clearly having some problems at the moment, as he is going to be gone again. And actually, they decide against saving the double AWP, so they could have bought one anyway. Interesting that we don't actually see them pick up AKs. It's a small detail that you see from teams, but when it's OT, when you know you have that much money going into the next round, save AKs, buy the AWP. Because the fact is, you look at the amount of money left on the CT side, they have enough money that it's very, very easy for them to buy an AWP. 8,500 on Loba, he could still buy one comfortably. So saving the AK there actually gives a player who doesn't want an AWP a little bit more of a chance. But look at this from SB. The smoke used as a bait. Unfortunately, nobody there. Wanted a little bit more of an aggressive peek. Apps control going to be denied early on in this round. Now, the biggest thing that sort of bit Epsilon in the last one, utility. How they go into B take with no nades is, well, beyond me. Obviously, a little bit overzealous with their use of them early. This round, at least, much heavier presence over towards that short A. Nobody really defending Arch, but it may not be a problem because they are so well positioned where the push is actually coming in. Esperanto there to help out, but it is going to come onto Loba. He needs at least another kill here, and that's what he gets. Leaves it into a 1 versus 2. Robin now onto the clutch. Does have a decent amount of time to get the bomb down. But actually just going to be faking it out, expecting them to be much closer. Instead, well, he's given them a lot more time to actually rotate in. Next, they're going to be making his way in towards the apps. And this position could be the undoing of him. It's a very hard one to defend from. Site being cleared by nades, but yeah, I think he's dead. Tried to play it well. I don't really blame him. I think you can definitely understand why he thought they'd be a little bit closer and wanted to turn it into a 1 versus 1, but it does mean the half goes the way of Imperial. As said, with the added utility, that was somewhat what I expected. I feel like on this map, the second money stops being an issue, the CT side should be stronger. You can get those AWPs in, you can deny a lot of the pushes, you can really bait that time down to a horrible position. But either way, we go into the T side now for Imperial. Are they going to be able to break their opponent's CT side? Because, in all honesty, both teams were fairly lackluster in their approach, but both teams suffered from, well, the inability to buy whatever they wanted, and that's not the case anymore. Crucial and Surreal going to be picking up AWPs. You'll have full utility, rifles onto every single player, and, well, actually, rifles on every single player on Imperial. They're not going to go for a single AWP. I don't think UK's been playing particularly well. Actually, you can say the Esperanto pickup of the AWP sort of showed that. And again, it's a map where you can sort of be a little bit more happy to get rifles in more often. It's not so dedicated to these AWPs, especially on the T side. So not really surprised by that. A little bit of early damage done by utility onto Esperanto and Nexa, but not really anything to write home about. And by the looks of things, they're going to try and pretty much replicate the carbon copy round that we saw just moments ago. Lots of players pushing in towards those apartments. Utility thrown out, but they get both entries. Nexa and Esperanto take down 2. Nexa's found another already. And, well, normally I'd be talking about players backing out of the round, but there's no point. There's absolutely no point. They are going to be trying to fight this one back. Blame into a 1 versus 5. He has played very, very well. But I can't say I believe. I'll be honest. He's got 2 players about to peek him at the same time. Loba actually doesn't manage to get the kill. That's quite surprising. And Blame is actually going to pad his stats that little bit more. And the remaining players, well, there is still a man on the site. Bomb ticking quite fast. This is all just about stats at this point because there is no way that... Well, basically, there's 2 scenarios. 1, Imperial win the next round, they win. 2, Epsilon win the next round, and there's no way they could possibly run out of money no matter what they buy anyway. So there's no chance of a reset or cash being low. That is the case of MR316, which, as said, I like it just because the normal buys, the safer buys haven't worked. So why not let it get a little bit more exciting? Why not let people throw in auto snipers and random stuff all the time? The fact is, if those buys were the most successful all the time, teams would just save up for those weapons and just use them all the time. Either way. 18 to 16. Map point to Imperial. Already Blame is going to be finding the opener through the smoke. Loba going to go down. He definitely hasn't been the man that we've needed to watch in this sort of series, though. Had a lot more impact on Mirage with opening kills and able to find a lot more damage and success. But Nexa in these apartments the last few rounds has been excellent. They haven't spotted Crucial though. He's got the chance to trade both back. Nice couple of kills. He's defended this site alone. Pound spots out Blame and we'll find him through the smoke, but takes an awful lot of damage in the meantime. The question is, will they expect another man to push out of those apartments? UK is going to look to do it. Crucial is just around the corner, but Surreal should have a free kill here, and it is going to be left all onto Crucial, the Lithuanian, to try and clutch things out. 1 versus 1 now, as Crucial, he has pulled off a couple of decent kills, but that bomb plant's so open, that's a free kill. 18 to 17 as Crucial steps up. An important triple to lead them back to the equalizer. They need this next round to stay in this series, of course. Not elimination just yet. This is the opening match of the Group C. The winner of this goes into the upper bracket and will face off against either Prosto or Sprout for a place in the next round. The loser will be going down to that lower bracket map to obviously face the loser of the same match. Either way, AK's out once again. If it wasn't for Crucial, well, I'd probably be sat on the sofa eating my sandwich. The fact is, I'm fairly happy to be here right now, and while Crucial this time is not going to have the chance to be the savior that they need, an early kill for Pound. I have to say, wasn't so impressed with him on Mirage. This map, he has been excellent. However, Blame, well, another easy kill for him. No real trade back. A peek out from UK, though. Will keep them with the man advantage, and now the split is on. This is the pain train, and Surreal's about to wait at the station for it to come towards him. He's got 4 players pushing from different angles, and he's just all about surviving, but the fact is it's not happening. It's left into the 4 versus 2. Robin goes down as well as Loba. We finally see him step up, have some impact in what could be the most crucial round of the map, as it looks like it's the one to end it. T-Sac left all alone. 1 versus 3. It seems like they know where he is as well. Stuck into that corner. Will take down Loba. But the fact is, he's got so much left to do. 2 players in CT as well, as Esperanto will end it. It will be 19 to 17 as Imperial just about get this series done in 2. Either way, that is it for now. Imperial have managed to get themselves into the upper bracket. It will be about an hour and a half until we have our second match, so stick around to see who will face off against them tomorrow, as we will have Sprout versus Prosto in our other opening game.
Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.